Hey, it's day 185. One night with the Prophet. Abdullah was the son of Abbas, the Prophet's uncle. He was an innocent-looking, good-hearted child who used to love the Prophet dearly. He never wanted to be separated from him. Abdullah's aunt was the wife of the Prophet. Abdullah was very curious about how the Prophet behaved at home. He took permission from his aunt to spend one night with the Prophet. He was very excited. He was wondering what the Prophet was doing the whole night. When it was evening, the Prophet came home. He used to love guests. He used to do everything he could to make his guests comfortable. When he saw Abdullah at home, he felt happy. He paid special attention to him. They ate peacefully dinner together. They had a conversation until late at night. It was time to go to sleep. Abdullah wanted to stay in the same room as the Prophet. His heart was beating very fast, and he didn't know how to tell him this. When the Prophet understood Abdullah's desire, he asked him to come into his room. The Prophet and Abdullah put their heads on the same pillow. The beautiful scent of the Prophet had spread around the room. Abdullah was having the happiest night of his life. At midnight, Abdullah woke up. He realized the Prophet was not next to him. With curiosity, he looked around. The Prophet was observing the sky through the window. Without making any noise, Abdullah watched him from his bed. The Prophet started to recite verses from the Quran while looking at the stars and the moon. In the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the day and night following each other, there is a lesson for those who think. They would mention the name of Allah while lying down, sitting, or standing. They would think of the creation of heaven and earth and would say, "Oh my Lord, you have not created those things in vain. Protect us from hellfire." Abdullah was watching him with great admiration. Later on, the Prophet cleaned his teeth and started saying his special nighttime prayer. Until late that night, he prayed. He asked Allah for the salvation of all human beings. It was almost morning. There was a beautiful sound coming from outside. This was Bilal. He was giving the azan, the call to prayer. The Prophet went to the mosque to say the morning prayer. Just as during the daytime, he was in the habit of spending the night in worship and prayer. Abdullah, who saw him occupied with this, got up, joyfully made his ablution, and went to the mosque.